Hello and welcome to another episode of SHC Badgers Basketball. A new chapter unfolds. I'm Sanaya Andre reporting from Spring Hill College. I was granted the opportunity to get to know the women on the team through practices I attended and through interviews. It is very clear that the women had a tough time this past season during the coronavirus pandemic. However, that did not stop them through persevering through it all. Here's what they had to say.
My name is Taisha Bostic. I am from Charleston, South Carolina. What brought me to Spring Hill College was basketball and the academics. This is something I've been working my whole life towards. I absolutely love basketball. I started playing at the age of 7, and I really got serious around like 10th grade, so I was like 14, 15. But I think I always thought about it because my parents always made sacrifices for me, like AAU trips, like just basically just providing for me to get the best exposure for basketball. So I felt like it was like my responsibility to reward them with a full athletic and academic scholarship to whatever school. So that was my goal, like through high school, because I am the first person in my family to go to college. So it's like a lot on the line with me. So, and I just feel like I gotta make it for them. So, and just to be a better like person and be the first one in my family to like graduate from college, like that's a big accomplishment. Being an athlete on the female team, it does affect my day-to-day life because people tend to like look down on us or think we can't do what men do. But I think all women like that play sports and are living up to it, like we're putting on, like we're showing that we can play and we can be a part of like sports. Exactly. It's not just about gender. I think women are held to the standard that we might not be able to do certain things, or we might not be able to work hard as them, or we might not get as much games as them, we might not play enough teams as them, but I feel like we could compete like right up there with the men.
How does it feel to be accepted and respected by your male counterparts on the other team?
I feel like being respected by the other team, it makes me happy, and it makes me like feel appreciated, and it also like make me want to get better, because I know if I can play with the guys, then I definitely can play with the girls. I could dominate the girls if I continue to play with the guys, so that's how I'm looking at it. The shortened season, that was definitely like a big toll, I feel like, on everybody, because first off, it wasn't like no fans at all, so it was really like scrimmages. And fans play a big part in basketball. Like, that can change the momentum of a lot of things. So I felt like fans was one of them that was hard to deal with. And just, we only played 8 games. 2 of them got canceled, so that was kind of tough. Because I did want to, I worked, during the pandemic, I worked out a lot. I lost, 30 pounds. So I was really, ready to get out there and compete. So 8 games was kind of tough. I think I managed it well with the short season. I think because it was easier for me to get in shape because of the less games. We played back-to-backs, but truthfully, I wasn't that tired after a lot of them because I had already, prepared myself in the summer to go ahead and play a lot of minutes and get a lot of time on the floor. So it didn't really affect me as far as my, condition goes. Okay, so last year's games versus this year's games. Last year's games they weren't as, always packed, but when they were, the atmosphere was great. And like I said, it played a difference in how we played. You could tell if we started off slow, the fans would try to get us into it and try to get us going. But this year, it was kind of a more so internal thing and more of a team thing. You had to, get yourself going first and then try to get your teammates going first, especially if y'all started out the game slow. So, like I said, fans, they're the big difference. That was the biggest difference this year, definitely.
My name is Mathilde Nicholas. I'm from France. I think I started playing basketball when I was 11, so it's been 10 years now. Well, I chose Spring Hill because I was looking for a D2 and a small university where I can feel comfortable, and because I'm not from here, speaking in English is kind of hard sometimes, so I wanted to be comfortable where I'm right now, and so feel like I have a family away from home. So yeah, I have a lot of teammates that are family, and a lot of friends here. I think COVID definitely changed a lot of things, especially about practicing, a lot of testing, and the season was so short that we didn't really have time to like play a lot of games. So it was very hard to understand that we needed to be ready in not a long time. Like it was super short, and to meet the new girls because we had new teammates coming in, it was a challenge. It was super weird starting season because we didn't even know if we was about to start or not. We was just practicing, not knowing what was going on, and so we was just practicing each day and just thinking maybe tomorrow is over because COVID. So it was just super hard to just focus for like a short time and not being like, oh yeah, in 2 months we're still playing and we have more games to, and if we make a mistake at one game, we don't have a lot of game to like try to make up for it. So it was kind of challenging. I got hurt last year from my thumb, and then unfortunately I hurt it back again this season, and so I need surgery on it. But I was like, season is so short that I'm gonna finish season and play through the pain and just see what's going on after. But I didn't have time to be like, oh, I'm gonna sit down, feel better, and then come back and play. I didn't have time for that this season. I was just playing with the pain. I feel like with COVID, a lot of people start like looking at us more than they used to, and just start like listening to us, how we feel about stuff, like, because we was just about how, this season was about how we feel. Like if we feel good, then okay, you can play. If you don't feel good, then you can't. Then usually it's just, well, you don't feel good, just suck it up and you'll see. So it was very interesting. And I feel like being a woman definitely is different because, I mean, you know, we have a lot of challenge in life being just a woman, and not, I mean, even me coming as a foreign student, I have to prove that I have to be here. Like, I'm taking a spot for an American girl to be here, so I have to show that I'm able to play and bring something new to the team, so, yeah. Well, this year we didn't really see it because nobody was allowed in the gym, but we definitely seen like during regular season, because if you look at the stand, nobody is here for our games, and people start coming in at like the end of our game because we know the boys are playing after it. And when we get out of the locker room and we see that people are here for the boys, it's kind of sad because we don't have nobody at our games, just because I feel like we're women and it's not like a show. Then boys is like about dunks, and you know, it's more like a show thing. Then we play hard, but we don't put in a show like they do. So I feel like people are just not coming. And when we tell people, hey, come to see us play, and then they stop and watch us, and they're like, oh, it was actually interesting to watch. And so they come back, but like, they don't take time to come and just stop and watch us play. It's just not interesting. That's what they be saying, so.
Because how did you feel without fans in the stands this semester?
It was very weird to me. We talked with the girls, and it was just, it felt like, it was just hard because we felt like we was at practice, and we had to focus like a game because, you know, we was obviously playing a game, but it felt like practice, and it was just, practice and game is just a two mindset different. So yeah, definitely challenging, not have anybody around. Some games we was cheering up and energy was here, so because the only energy we had was us bringing the energy. So if we was tired, we was down, no energy, well, we can see even on the court, we was going down. But when we start bringing energy, everything starts changing.
My name is Brandy Lee. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm gonna be a fifth-year senior, so I'm coming back to try to get my extra year for basketball. I've been playing basketball since I was 6 years old. The pandemic has made me realize that, you know, things that we thought mattered so much doesn't matter at all. You definitely need to cherish, love on your family, the people who are here. You appreciate the things that you have, whether they be big, small, it doesn't matter. Always take heed of who you are, you know. Recognize the things that you have around you. Just enjoy the moment, because out of nowhere, everything could change and you could lose everything. So it just makes you realize that, you know, be appreciative, be happy. We don't have enough, our time here is short. So you might as well make the best of it in the best ways that you can. To find out that, you know, we'd be able to have that season, it made me just realize that you can't take anything for granted. You always have to appreciate what you have right here, like in this moment. The hardest thing to push through the season was definitely like not being able to look over at the stands and see your family cheering for you or seeing your friends cheering for you, because, you know, for me, I play for somebody. I have that drive that makes me want to, you know, play harder. So not being able to physically see my family and friends watching me, that was definitely hard, you know, given that this is going to be like my last year. So that was definitely tough. And, you know, seeing how those same things will also affect my teammates was also tough. But, you know, we're, like I said, we're a team, you know, we're each other's family while we're here on this campus. So we really try our best to be there for one another, you know. I've made a few friends in the CAF, the workers that work there, just because they take the time out to ask me how my day is going or what's going on in my life. You know, the teachers do the same thing. So it makes you feel like, hey, people actually care about you here. It makes you, you know, feel like you're in this family type of community feel. So I feel like Spring Hill definitely does that. I absolutely want to say thank y'all for your support each and every game, no matter if it was streamed, whether you showed up live. You know, we appreciate you guys because, you know, it obviously starts from word to mouth of bringing people in to watch us. So a big thank you to everybody.
Join me next episode to hear what the men had to endure during their season. Thank you for tuning in to SHC Badgers Basketball, A New Chapter Unfolds. Your reporter, Sanaya Andre, signing off.